What have you found to be most effective in helping women break through those barriers in their leadership roles?
I spend with women of culture executives or leaders, I spend a lot of time talking about their self-belief and their own self-messaging. And that's because they day in and day out are the reality of their life is that they are continuously getting messages of questioning what's going on for themselves. And that's within systemic organizations that have got limited ways of believing and all of that. So there's a reason why that is. So I spend a fair bit of time really sort of helping them uncover their own beliefs, where that is holding them back. So having that degree of confidence, that degree of who am I in the organization, and more importantly, how can I be as I step in to ask for what I want versus waiting to receive what I'm handed, that mindset shift. uh, so that includes some assertiveness skills, communication skills. And assertiveness doesn't mean, assertiveness does mean, actually, I'll stick with what it does mean. Assertiveness means, how do I stand up for what I believe to be true in a discussion that may not be what's being asked at that point? Like, instead of, I'll give a perfect example. I remember an executive speaking to me, going, they went into a meeting with a colleague who was a colleague, a white colleague, went in, and this colleague went to their same boss and just berated them about the idea that was going to be happening. And this isn't going to work. And this is why. And why do we have to do this? And speaking in a way that was actually quite jarring
Mm.
for this other leader. And this leader is going, what are you doing? Like, as they stepped out, why are you talking like that? Like, why would you do that? Like, how? And this other person going, what do you mean? Well, you're just disrespectful. You're doing this, doing this. And in the end, realized it actually wasn't the colleague. It was their own perception of what they were raised to do, to be, but yet didn't necessarily align with the environment that they were in. Now, don't get me wrong, they didn't flip a switch and all of a sudden show up the next day with a lot more assertiveness. They took steps in being able to do that, because I was able to help them sort of, help sort of, let's test this out,
Yeah.
and really sort of align with what that is for
Mm.
them.
No, I think that story actually resonates so well, so much with me, is because I mean, from as a black woman, and I come from a Caribbean background. I was raised by my mum. She was a single mother, but my grandparents helped out a lot throughout my childhood and was raising me and my sister. And I just remember like always being told, like, don't talk back to your elders, don't be disrespectful. And that mindset did carry me over into when I entered the corporate world. And so for me, I always felt like, right, if somebody's sitting in a position superior to my own, I have to be respectful. I don't know, I just can't talk back. Like, it's just something that's been ingrained in me from young. Like, that's just not something that you do. And so yeah, I totally understand, because there has been situations where I've been in a meeting and a senior leader is saying a few things or has a particular idea, and I'm like, this is not going to work, that is not, but I would never dare say anything. And I now, in you telling that story, I just realized, actually, you know what, that's probably because of the way that I was brought up. And it's quite hard.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's quite hard to change. Definitely not something I could probably change overnight, but I agree, it is something that I have felt challenging at times, to be assertive.
And as have I. I've had the same challenges. And one of the things that I believe is just really key is to, because of being raised with the values of, for me, it was, you respect elders, you don't talk back to people in power and positions, you listen, you, up to and including, actually, I remember my mom saying to me when I was younger, I'd always say something. I was the youngest, I had two older brothers, and my mother would, you talk too much. And I was like, Mom, it's not too much. It's an opinion. I have an opinion. And I would, I mean, 50 plus years we've been in Canada. I mean, this isn't like we were, I've been around. This is where I've, everyone around me had an opinion, and so did I. I've actually got quite a few, for that matter. The thing is, for my mom, it was like too much.
Yeah.
You don't do that. And so I'm continuously reminded. And what I get to do is navigate for not only myself, but I've got adult children and now grandchildren. So, what is the amendment that I want them to have? So they are still kind
Yeah.
and honest.
Yeah. No,
Those
it's
are the
true.
combination.
Yeah, no.
That's what we want them to do, right?
No, it's true, and I think it's it's that notion that your voice doesn't matter. It's not as important as anyone else that's in the room, right? So if there,
Absolutely.
which is completely untrue, and that's one thing that I think I've definitely carried forward with my daughter is to let her know that she can speak her mind, but there's just a certain way to do it. As long as you do it in a respectful way, then it's absolutely fine.